Hey guys, it's Paige Poppe. Welcome back to my channel. So something I haven't talked about very much on this channel, my main channel, is that I also had an architecture student channel. It was called Architalks. It's still up if you'd like to go check it out. And I uploaded videos pretty regularly on there, like vlogs and advice type videos. And I just talked about my experience as an architecture student. I didn't talk about it a ton because I kind of felt like I was separating the two things, like my two passions. I had my artwork on this channel and I had my architecture work on that channel, and for a long time I thought I had to keep it separated that way, but lately I've found that I can marry it together a little bit more. And also having two channels is really hard to maintain and to upload and create content so often. So as you guys know, I've been uploading more frequently on my main channel, this one, Paige Poppe, and my hesitancy of uploading any videos about architecture school was that if I only uploaded one video a week, it wouldn't appeal to everyone, and then you guys would be kind of bummed out that that was the only video up that week. But since I've been uploading more regularly, I figured I could weave in some architecture school stuff. So I just made an announcement on my Architalks architecture channel that I will no longer be uploading over there. All of the content will still be there, but I'm just going to be talking about that kind of stuff on this channel as well. So that just means more variety and more interesting things. Today we're going to do a Q&A style video, which I've never filmed before, and I'm really excited. I have saved a huge list here on my computer. Like literally these are only half the questions I've received from you guys in comments and emails about architecture school and advice and being a student in school and everything. So it's about time I start hacking into these. Today's going to be my first Q&A video about architecture school, and I'm going to try and answer a few questions in each video. I don't want them to get super long, so if I don't answer your question today, I'll get to it in a future one. But even if you're not an architecture student, maybe you'll find this interesting. I don't know. I'll talk about my experience as a college student, so I think we should hop right in, and I hope you guys are cool with this little bit of new content on here. It won't be too often, but I think it would be interesting. You guys wanted these questions answered, so I think it'll be interesting, and let's get into the first. Okay, so the first question came from Kay Bodrock, and they asked, could you do a video on how you got into architecture school? I'm in high school and I've been thinking of going into architecture things. Yes, so let me think. This was 5 years ago that I was applying to school because I'm in a 5-year architecture program, just about to finish up. And I applied to 11 schools when I was graduating from high school, which is insane. I don't know if that's really necessary. And I kind of applied to a bunch all over the country in places I was interested in going to. If you're not familiar with architecture programs, there's two different kinds. One is a nationally accredited degree program, and when you sign up with one of these programs, it is a 5-year degree and you get a Bachelor of Architecture once you're done, and the school has to be accredited. The other version is a Bachelor of Science in Architecture. It's only 4 years. It's a little bit less concentrated in the beginning, and it's not accredited, and once you're done with it, in order to become an architect, you still need to go on and get your master's degree. In comparison to the Bachelor of Architecture, once you're done, you can just go ahead and go out and get certified and intern to become an architect. So I applied to 11 schools. I think 6 of them were accredited and 5 were not. And I quickly realized that I really wanted to go to an accredited school because it would mean that I had a year less of school to do, and also it would mean that my architecture curriculum would be a little bit more focused because from day one we started doing design and architecture work. So that was how I decided. Now that that's out of the way, I should probably answer the question, how did I get in? Well, many of the schools I applied to required a portfolio, and it was pretty loose. It was like, submit your artwork as well as like some sketches you've done of buildings, so it wasn't super rigorous. Like they didn't require you to know that much about architecture. That's the point of schools, that they're going to teach you what you need to know. But for many schools I did have to submit a portfolio, but for the university that I go to, they actually did not require a portfolio, and so they kind of just based it off of your essay and your grades and your involvement in activities. And I will say that I was kind of concerned and nervous that I wouldn't get into the school I wanted to because I was an out-of-state student. which ended up not being a huge issue, but I was kind of worried, and I was also worried like if I didn't have a portfolio, how they would judge my work. So it helped that I had decent grades, and I think it's always important to be yourself in the essay. Another tip I have is if you have the chance to take one of the SAT 2 tests, that will really help you. They were not required for the university I ended up going to, but they were required for some of the other schools I applied to. I got a really good grade on one of them and a decent one on the other one, and I think this kind of like added a little bit of extra oomph to my application. So that's what I can say. It wasn't like I had to be some genius architecture prodigy, and it all worked out really well. I couldn't be happier with the school I chose, and yeah, I gotta go with what feels right, and good luck to you. I hope you get in where you want to go. The next question comes from arc.m. They say, okay, so you're done with architecture school, now what? Work for a company or build your own? Oh, I love this question. Now what is a great question. I don't have a job yet, so, you know, I'm moving back to Phoenix. I have some interviews lined up when I get there. The thing about architecture, I kind of talked about this briefly, is that now that I'm graduated, I have to do a certain number of internship hours by the accreditation board, and right now the number is about 3,600, I believe, which can take about 2 to 3 years to complete, and then I have to take 7 tests. So it's pretty rigorous. They say it can take anywhere from like 3 to 5 years to do this, and in order to get the hours of interning, you have to work under an architect for most of them, and you have to get them all signed off and everything. So it's quite a lengthy process. Personally, I'm also kind of interested in going into a design field and not necessarily becoming an architect. I've gone back and forth so many times on this decision, I can't even tell you, and honestly I still don't know what I'm doing or what the future holds, but for now my part-time job is my art business, so at least I have that, and we'll figure it out this summer what I'll be up to. The other part of this question was work for a company or build your own. Ideally I would love to have my own company, whether that be an architecture firm or a design firm, I'm not really sure, but I would love that, and I would love if it kind of extended from my art business as well, so that would be very fun. But definitely if I want to build my own company, I would need to be a certified architect unless I did like just design. So you can't necessarily build your own company right away. I think it's good to have a little bit more experience in the field and like work underneath people and learn all the, you know, the rigmarole and the way that things work. So that is the plan. It's not really a plan, it's kind of like, we'll see. And I'm going to tackle one more question today because I think this is getting long. Laura Gomez asked, what computer would you recommend for architecture school? Brands, size, etc. That would be so helpful. Love all your videos. Thank you, I'm so glad. And I had to pick this question for my first Q&A video because I have some thoughts on this. First of all, I am a Mac user. I wouldn't have it any other way. A lot of people do use PCs. I would say it's like not the majority. The majority uses Macs, but some people do use PCs, but I have seen them complain a little bit about running speeds and, you know, just things not lasting as long. But then again, a lot of my friends have had problems with Macs as well. I think you just kind of can't win. And I purchased my MacBook Pro the summer before I went into college of 2010, so this thing is going strong almost at 5 years. I did have it crash really badly once last summer, and I lost a lot of stuff, so that wasn't ideal, but this computer has been amazing for me. It allows me to run Photoshop, Illustrator, and Design like all at the same time, and Rhino, so it's been really great. One thing I do want to say is that the MacBook Pro is probably the best tool for doing architecture or design work because it can run a lot of things. I'm not really sure I know anyone with like a MacBook Air, and when I bought my computer there was 3 sizes, 13, 15, and 17 inch, and a lot of people I know have the 15 inch and some even have the 13 inch if they like plug it into a larger monitor. Personally, I bought the 17 inch, and like people comment on this thing all the time. This thing is like, holy whoa, this thing is a beast. And I guess this advice isn't really relevant anymore because Mac doesn't make the 17-inch computer, but this thing I am convinced has given me back problems over the years. It's so massive. I have to have a special backpack for it. I can't just throw it in a bag. It's very cumbersome, but I was drawn to it because of the large screen, and I will say the large screen is amazing. I can have like videos open while I work and like watch a movie while I'm rhinoing all night or working away. So I loved it for that, and it's great just as a computer for watching movies too, but I will say you would be totally fine with a 15-inch. Personally, I wouldn't choose a 13. I think it's too small unless you know you're always going to plug it into a large monitor. So personally, I would pick 15, and I will probably have to buy a new computer maybe this summer or within the next year, and I will definitely be purchasing a 15-inch MacBook Pro again. And this computer has really held up well despite my one little crash last summer, but it's been amazing. I was a PC person and I converted, but if PC is appealing to you, you can also look into that. A lot of digital modeling programs only work on PC. Rhino you can get to work on both, but if you use Grasshopper or Maya or all the other plugins, you need a PC for that. And if you have a Mac, you'll have to boot camp your computer and switch over the operating system, so it's up to you, but personally I'm a Mac girl and I do not see myself ever changing. Okay, so I know that was only 3 questions, but I think this video is getting long, so I'm going to end it right there. I hope you guys are interested in this new little, not series, but it's new content on my channel, and I will be filming more of these. If you have more questions that you would like answered, please leave them down below. I will work through this list over time, but for now, thank you guys so much for watching and for being here. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, please do so. Join the Creative Club, and we'd love to have you here. And until my next video, I'm sending you guys all my positive and creative vibes your way, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!